What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back with a very special unboxing. So this past weekend was Origins Game Fair, it was their 50th anniversary, and WizKids made their triumphant return. You've been playing Heroclix like for a long time, like I have. You know that you love going to Origins, you love just playing clicks all day, you love the people you get to see, the food that you get to eat. So I was really excited. I played in the silver age event on that first day, on the Thursday. Didn't do too well, and that's a whole nother video into itself. But I decided to go play some BRs because I love BRs, and then I started doing well. And then on Friday they had the team sealed event, and I didn't want to do that, so I just BR'd it up all day. And then at the end of Friday, I was in the top cut of pretty much of the BR. So I said, well, depending on how the end of Friday goes on Saturday, which was the beginning of the 300 point modern, which I brought my team. Haven't got to play it yet, but I brought it. Um, I said, if I'm doing really well, like if I can really, if there's really a shot for me to do it, then I won't play in 300 point modern because I'm probably not going to win that. Even if I were to make top cut in that, it's a good chance I probably wasn't going to win it. I didn't have a lot of reps with my team. And, you know, I just was like, well, I'm so close to this, and I've been playing BRs for a long time, and this is also just more fun. So I decided to go the BR route, and I ended up winning to the point where the way that the points added up, the very last match, the very last BR that I ran into, I didn't even have to play at all. I didn't have to do anything. And even if I came in fourth place, I still was going to win. So shout out to WizKids for making the BR Championship a thing. This is the second time they've done it. The first time was at Adepticon this past year. Shout out to my homeboy Ricardo for winning the very first BR Championship in any vicinity for Heroclix. So, but I'm now the BR National Champion for 2025. That also means like I won the team sealed in 2023. I love sealed. I love BR format. It's just fun. You get to meet so many different players, and you get to see the set in a way that you generally don't if you don't really, if you only play modern, or if you just don't even play a bunch, or even if you just play a few seal, you don't get to see the set the way that you do in a BR. So with that being the case, I am going to unbox all of my winnings. I was able to win a brick of Smash and Destroy, and 4 chase boosters. So let's get this show on the road. I will, because I forgot in my last unboxing to do my legacy card. So we're going to do the legacy card first. And I have none other than the man himself, Mr. Juggernaut, who has been getting a lot of love in these last few Marvel sets. I just traded for this figure, so it's a figure I have, and it's a figure I plan on playing. I do like the Collector's Trove version a lot, and I have 2 of those, so I might just go for a third and do all the Juggernauts. And in my BRs, I never pulled a chase, and I never only super rares I played with was Titania and Cinder, and I won all 3 chases that I played against, and one of them was Chase Juggernaut. So I have all the Juggernauts that are in modern. I'm going to do like Scott Porter. I'm going to go left to right. So this is going to be super quick, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be breaking down not only what's in the boosters, or not necessarily breaking down in the boosters because we know what this set is, but I'm going to be saying how these pieces actually worked in the BRs that I played in, what figures I tended to go towards, and which one surprised me and which one kind of disappointed me as well. So first booster, we have a Wanda, we got a Wave, we have a Destroyer. It is not that's the, Absorbent Man. This is the B, Hawkeye, and Toad. So Wave came to me a lot, and that Perplex plus the Flurry Blades, her being able to carry, it's not a lot of flyers in this set, her being able to escape certain range characters like a Wanda, like other characters that might have good range. Hawkeye is a monster, and if you pulled Hawkeye, I saw people pass up rares to just get Hawkeye because his damage potential is so high. But this Toad, let me tell you, I used him in a game, the game where I won the Juggernaut. I used the Toad, and I had him with the Captain America that has the 19. And this Toad was able to be on elevated, run down, hit somebody with an object for 4, and then hop back up, then stay next to Cap, and Cap can shoot. Cap can shoot through elevated. So, yeah. Second booster. Um, we have a, what's that? A snake pit, which these never came into play when we played in the BRs. These never came into play. We have Thunderball, we have Zax, we have our first super rare, which is Constrictor, and we have another Scarlet Witch. Now, these were just fodder all day. He came in so much handy, Thunderball, with giving out stealth to all of the Wrecking Crew, and there's tons of Wrecking Crew guys. So can you imagine just having all these characters that can charge and hurt you, especially Bulldozer, who can full move charge and you can't see him, and he having Outwit and Perplex. I always chose him, and people were always like, I don't know if I really should choose him or not. But my man Zax, Zax is a beast. If you have not played this piece, 100 points. Yes, he only has impervious, but and he can get on some squishy clicks, but you don't want to get next to him because he does have poison, and it's a lot of squishy characters in this set, as well as this construction guy has shield. So if you pull the Larry Ballinger, then now he can make the Fluffy, which can give you 2 shield persons. So I, at one point in time, had him out here with an 8 range sniping folks for 6 damage a piece. It was lovely. Constrictor, I've only played against, and my Padawan Sula was tearing me up. That attack value where he deals the damage and gives you an action token, even if you don't deal the actual damage to somebody, just giving somebody an action token and slowing somebody down in a BR setting is huge. And Scarlet Witch is just, prob is always good, especially with flight. So first super rare down, we have a Constrictor. Second one, we have, another, we got a Pit Trap. And we have a Debris, we have a Black Ant, we have Wrecker, we have Thori, and we have another Absorbent Man. We have the E. So I think that's the diamond version, if I'm not mistaken. So Thori was the goodest boy. I never played with a Thori in all 17 of my BR games. I just never played with him. I always passed him because there was something else that I wanted in the booster, and I knew that once you hit him hard, he goes down quick, and he was 50 points. I was like the bad guys from John Wick. I was killing all of the dogs. Every time I saw a Thori, I came after him because he's so deadly. This is easily one of the best pieces in the game, I think, right now. For 50 points, which you get Avengers, you get a nice Empower, you get Masters of Evil. Masters of Evil is so good. This Wrecker is pretty good in the seal format. He's really, really good. Black Ant, we saw a lot of him, and he did really well. Debris, not so much. She stayed with, if she had her with Hawkeye, because she has enhancement, she was great. She has TK, which is always amazing, and she has that enhancement. Absorbent Man, I never saw this Absorbent Man played, but I still think all the Absorbent Mans are pretty daggone good nonetheless. Next up, we have, we got some bubble wrap. We have a Chase Tony Stark. So, this Tony Stark, I played against this Tony Stark. I won this Tony Stark in a sealed, and this Tony Stark, he caught the bad end of a hazmat, the translucent hazmat that can make the markers, and then all of a sudden, just sit there, and if you're in, somebody just came over to where his starting area was and put one of those markers right in the middle of his starting area. So now she just stayed back, and then they would just, every time they would get hit, they would just poison, and it took him to a stop click and just kept, farming him. We have Speedball, we have Captain America, we have Hazmat, and we have a Los Diablos soldier. So this Captain America, what can you say about run shot that can hit twice, potentially 11 attack, 19 defend in a set where there's a lot of squishy defenses and soft defenses? And then you have somebody like Speedball, who I've said on anytime anyone asked me that he was probably one of the worst representations of a figure in a game. And he comes up so clutch when you have Larry to back him up and make his power action a free. I'm still going to say Speedball shouldn't need a normal human being with no powers to be good. But when they're together, Speedball is a problem. So I have a super rare and I have my chase. Not the chase that I necessarily wanted. I want Magneto, I want Cap, and I want Thor. Those are the three that I have left. So that Iron Man is going to try to get traded. So we have our next super rare. We have Titania. We have Craven. This is the 125 point version. Hawkeye. We have Brune, and we have another Thori, and we have a Fire Hydrant, which was cool. So let me tell you, this Craven, people were scared to pull him because he's 125 points, which puts a big target on your back in a battle royale format. But he did work for me. I always chose him, and I played him at least 5 times, and he helped me win every last game that I played him in. This Titania, I did pull. She was one of the SRs that I got to field. She didn't do enough work. That team was just so slow. I wasn't able to get into the battle like I needed to. So that was one of the 17 that I played, 3 of them I didn't come in first place in, and one of those ones was when I had Titania. Brune, on the other hand, every time I played Brune, I won. Why? Because Brune has the power where when someone does a free action, you can just boop, port over next to him. So what would happen was people would say, I'm out with this person's defense and get ready to move. Brune would just get right in the way. And then she has 4 through 6 super senses, and she's a mystic too. This piece, there were times where once people saw what I was doing, and once I'm in the scrum, you want her in the scrum because now everyone's within 6, which is her range to be able to port her or the Desir. I never had them two on the same team together, unfortunately, but I can't wait. I do have a lot of Desir now. So she had people scared to use any free actions because they were just kept being like, what's the range, and I was like 6. So that Brune is probably my MVP of of the BRs. There was a game where the guy was like, you're getting on my nerves, and I hated to do it, but every time he tried to set up for a hit or I'm gonna sidestep over here, and I'm just be like, boop, I'm gonna be over here now. So what you gonna do? You gonna hit me? Hawkeye hated her because this person's gonna sidestep and they're gonna move up, or they're gonna sidestep to get into position to help Hawkeye. He'd be like, bloop. It was so fun. Anyways, next one, we have a Valkyrior, we have a Goliath, we have a Toad, we have a Quicksand, and Ant-Man. So I never got to play with Goliath. I only played against him one time. He was getting rocked every time. I played against him when I had a Thunderball, outwitted that defense. Craven came, 4 damage, somebody else, a Valkyrior. There was at one point in time, I had multiple games where I had 2 Valkyrior. I don't know how people were passing her up because there's a lot of 4 damage in the set. And if she takes 4 damage, she lands on a 19 defend with probability control and phasing. And if someone dies, it gives everybody +2 defense. So even if you KO one of my small characters, like a shield guy, now you've given my whole team +2 defense for that turn. So now no one else can hit me now. Now it's just Valkyrior, another piece that whenever I saw her, I took her 98% of the time. There's only a few times where I wouldn't take her, and there was a bunch of times where she came back to me and I was like, how did y'all don't want probability control? Sure, I'll take her. Quicksand was another piece that people were scared to play, and her in this set with so many brutes giving them ESD, I thought she gave it to herself, but she gives other characters ESD, and she does just work for me. You just plant her right in the middle, and she has layers of evasion and layers of defense to stop clicks, so I was never worried about her actually getting KO'd. Love that piece, and I love that they've made her. She was in my top 3 of every rarity. If you've never watched any of those videos, do watch them. Give a brother a shout. So we have Hulk, the Sea Hulk. We have another Ant-Man. We have Quicksilver. We have Arcade, and we have Rhino. Ooh, what a good pack this would be in sealed. This would be a hard pack, and I know Arcade will come back to me. But the Hulk is nice. He's not bad. I had a game where he had Destroyer Armor on him, and it was great, but not as good as the game that I had Destroyer Armor on him. Somebody passed me the Destroyer Armor because they wanted a figure instead. And I was like, okay, well, I pulled Rhino, and Rhino is getting the destroyer armor, and Rhino, the rest of everyone just kept trying to attack me. And I understood why, because you want to get Rhino off of his super high defense, but he has +2 defense anyway. So he had a 21, and then I had Wave with me, so he had a 22 defense. Even if you have a 12, you need a 10. It just was a rough day for everybody, and he just kept running around. There was a lot of blocking, so I would just move, knock one blocking down, and we were indoors, so people couldn't see me from range, so they had to get up on me, and he just was doing work. Him and Wave, he would just carry Wave around, and he would just drop her. She would perplex him and then make water under herself because it has to be adjacent to her, so people couldn't shoot her. They had to get up close, and then when they got up close, they missed on her 19 defense because she has combat reflexes. She would flurry them. He would then hit them and flurry them too. Just points. That was a great combination. That was a great game. We have our Prime. We have none other than Destroyer Prime. Now, if you didn't know, Destroyer Prime got essentially nerfed in this format. Now, shout out to WizKids for doing this thing, making sealed actually fun. If you pull this in sealed with other characters, even, let's see who else we got. We got Power Driver, Speedball, Primus, and Craven. So Destroyer plus one of these guys equals pain. It's pain. And any one of these guys plus Destroyer and 3 other people is going to be a pain if you play him at full. So making it so he was at 150 just made it a lot more balanced, and that's what you want in sealed play. You want it to be like it's just not a runaway victory for one person. So again, Primus is such a pain in the butt character, especially with so much of the placement that is in the game with the time breakers and stuff like that. Not being able to place within 4 of a brute is crazy. It can really change the game. I hope he finds a place in a lot of people's teams in the coming future. But Prime Destroyer, let's go. He's amazing. I plan on trying him out at full just to see how he does, because why wouldn't you? This is already a really good brick. 2 super rares, a chase, and a prime. So next we have General Ross, we have Quicksilver, we have Cinder super rare, we have Hawkeye, and we have a damage control guy. So I got to play Cinder, and I unfortunately was one of those people where eventually once I got her close, it was a squishy team. It was a Hawkeye team, and I didn't want to get shot in the back. This was when I won the Freya chase. I just parked her right up in that starting area, and she was just poisoning. And I don't like that tactic. It's been done to me, and I didn't know it could be done until it was done to me. And then I was like, oh, so this is what we're doing out here? Okay. But from this pack, this Quicksilver, every time I saw a Quicksilver, I had to choose him simply because Hypersonic is so good, and him essentially giving you +1 attack if he's next to you. He has good enough movement where he could get out, punch, and then come back, and then give that +1 that a lot of people need, especially say like the Masters of Evil, the Wrecking Crew. They need that +1 attack, a lot of them. So him giving that, and also when you hit him, because you don't want him just running around, because I'd love me rolling me some 5 and 6s on these single D6 rolls. Not only can he keep going potentially, but take tokens off if you roll high, and then when you hit him, he turns into a prob piece. This is all for 60 points. This is just an amazing piece. General Ross with the shield team ability and enhancement, and he starts off with leadership, or I think he has traded leadership, but this piece again, I have a constructed team with him where you play General Ross and then you just have a whole bunch of Star Lords on the side, or on your side, not sideline, but just they come from outside of the game. They're 25-point soldiers that when he rolls leadership, he can make 25-point or less soldier keyword. So make a whole bunch of them and just have some fun. So speaking of the Wrecking Crew, we have Bulldozer, Ant-Man, D-Cell, Lenny Ballinger, and the Los Diablos soldier. D-Cell was another piece that when I didn't really care about her until I saw her in play. There was a team that had a brute, I think it was Zax, and Zax just stood in the middle of the map and dared people to try to come up to him because D-Cell sat in the back, and he had range so that if you try to go get D-Cell, he could shoot you too, but he had range enough because he had shield that he could just shoot throughout the map. And if you try to shoot him, you get -2 to your attack, and he already has a 19, possibly 20 defense. So I've seen what D-Cell can do, and she can be as low as 25 points, so she doesn't even take up a lot of space. Bulldozer was my very last BR. I had 2 of him. the the guy that passed me the booster pulled the Craven, the 125 point Craven, which I would choose him over Bulldozer as well. And I had Bulldozer as my rare, so I took him all of a sudden because I needed some moving attack. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun game just having those 2 guys just coming. There was one game where it was Bulldozer and the Rhino, and they were standing right next to each other, and they both had like the same type of sculpt, like pose, where they just it was really fun. All right, let's breeze through these last 2. So we have Mr. Taskmaster, we have another Primus construction guy, and an Arcade and a Valkyrior. Now, I played against this. I never got to play this Taskmaster. I only played one Taskmaster in all 17 games, and that was the Hawkeye Taskmaster. This is the Swordsman Taskmaster. I saw him play a bunch, and I saw him do well because he has close combat expert with already a 12 attack. So he was running up and hitting people, and he did pretty well for the most part. If you can get him and Speedball on the same team so he can get Spidey, then when he lands on those super senses, clicks, he would have the 4 through 6. But every time, generally, whenever other people play the Hawkeye, he was pretty easy to take down. So yeah, it was interesting to say the least. But Taskmaster, I still wish they did those a little bit different. They got these kind of shift and focus almost right. I wish that they didn't take up space on the sideline, because the average player is not even going to look at them because they take up sideline space. So last booster, we got Excavator, Quicksand, the real Arcade, another Hulk, and the normal Absorbent Man. So we have again, we have the Arcade, which Outwit and Mastermind. There's a lot of small point characters. People are automatically going to try to come for your Outwit. My Arcade in one of my second to last games got a kill. I was like, all right. This Hulk is the A, which I wasn't too fond of. This was a disappointment. This little Hulk right here, because generally nobody pulled a Hulk that you could revert, since everyone was going to play his mechanic that makes him good can't really shine in this format. Excavator does great, because what he would do is run up to a piece of blocking, destroy it because he has charge, and then all of a sudden just free action go and get rid of one. So he was out here. Dig Dug is what I was calling him at one point in time. Good old Dig Dug. So that is my brick. Now let's get to the part where I know y'all really want to see. Y'all really want to see what's in the chase booster, and so do I. We drove to the event, and having to go through all of them hours driving back and not knowing what I had. Now again, I'm hoping for one of the 3 chases that I don't have. I was hoping that one of them would be in my brick, but that's okay. We do have trade fodder, so I am going to open it to y'all first and then be surprised for myself. So we have Thor. Hey, one of the chases I did not have. Fantastic. Yeah, we got Thor, we got an Arcade, and we have a Rhino. Yeah, Thor. One of the chases I didn't have. Now, while I wish this Thor had a longer range, there's ways to mitigate that. And kind of do away with that. So yay. Okay, so I got one of the chases that I actually don't have yet, and then I will try to trade for the other 2 that I do have. So, and of course we got some Smash and Destroy dice in there, which a lot of people were kind of rolling with, so it's always good to have some more dice. All right, so 1, 2, and 3 y'all get to see first, and another Tony Stark. Tony Stark's out the wazoo. Be having to trade these guys away. Oh my gosh. That's all right. Hopefully I can get the last 2. I got Con LEs to trade, so yeah. All right, now when it comes to this, we got some different things in here. So in the Spider-Verse set, I have all of the chases that I really wanted. for the most part. So there's only 2 chases that I did not get yet that I was hoping to get. So hopefully I have either a Sandman or a Mjolnir Spider in here. Let's see if I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. I also don't have Biodroid. So one of those 3. 1, 2. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. This makes it worth it. Again, Spidey's my guy. Here's my little 4 people right here. Yes. This is a great chase booster. Super rare web slinger and prime. Let's go. These guys are for trade if you need it. Yes. Okay. I get another dice. I had one of these dice, so now I can roll with 2 new Spidey dice. Let's see what bystanders I got. Because there's bystanders in here. Ooh, 3 bystanders in here. I got Deimos, I got his dad, and I got Spider-Man. Yay, one that I actually really wanted. I love variations of characters, so while Spider-Verse didn't give me all the variations of characters that I wanted, it did give me a bunch. So when I get to see any of those, I am very happy. And Moreland is easily my top 3 Spidey villains. He's actually my favorite Spidey villain because he got Spider-Man right up off of the land of the living. If you haven't read those stories, if you haven't read those stories, read them because they are amazing. All right, now here's the one I know some of y'all really wanted to see, the collector show, because here's where the money stuff could be. Because the bystanders in here are really cool, and I don't have any of them. So let's see. And I have all the other chases. So whatever chase is in here, that part doesn't matter. Even the Ultra Chase Collector, it'd be great if he was in here because he's automatically going up for sale. But y'all get to see it first. And hey, let's go, Juggernaut, another Juggy, and a Doctor Strange. I'll take it. Crimson Gem, another one of these dice. All right, Marvel Boy, womp womp. That's okay. Juggernaut though, I already have. I'm about to just make a Juggernaut team. I'm about to make a team with like 3 of these guys, and then just say screw it. Like let's just do it. I'm about to make a team with 3 Juggernauts and the Scarlet Witch from with the Scarlet Witch from this set, and then let's just run it. Let's run it, and let's just have a good old time with these guys. Let's just go. The Doctor Strange is up for trade, so I can't complain. Good stuff all around, but we're not done. I want a whole bunch of prizes, and I'm going to unbox those as well. So first up, I got this for participating in the Silver Age event, and it's something I did not have, and that is the Joker fish. Oh, that's nice, the little Joker fish, and it gives you poison. And opposing characters within 4 that have the dolphin have the boot instead, and of course it goes with Harley and Joker and all those. Remember, we are getting a Harley Legacy card in War of Light, or Lantern Legacy, but that part doesn't matter. I like that I have that now. Next, we have good old Baby Groot. Oh yeah. Oh, he's so tiny. Him is so tiny. This is a cute little sculpt. I mean, this is so tiny. But what he does for the Guardians and everything like that, him being another cheap Guardian to go on the team, and what is it? If no other characters can draw a line of fire to group, place him up to 8 squares from his current square. Like that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. I mean, I have them. I'll play them. I like the Guardians. Next, we have Compound Hulk, which they were not dropping on the tables. So him and Groot, they weren't dropping on tables, as well as Jokerfish. So to have them, I am excited. It is the summertime, so it's hot down here. Ooh, look at that. That sculpt is amazing. Wow. A Oh, that's a beautiful sculpt. That is beautiful. Wow. Um, Most of y'all already know what Compound Hulk does. Pretty much, you just run him, and then all of a sudden, when he's KO'd, you generate two Hulks that are, two characters, with Hulk in their name. So more than likely, probably this guy will come out Hulk with the gauntlet. These are my little gauntlet people over here, or some of them. Yeah, and you can't outwit his defensive powers, and you get to choose powers on a free action. Oh, that sculpt is beautiful. Wow. Hey, I mean, I like variations. Next up we have Miss Zombie Scarlet Witch. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful sculpt too. I loved What If, and the episode with her in it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yep, got a little energy behind her. If you don't know, when she KOs an opposing character after resolutions, heal her 1 click. If that character had a point value greater than 50, heal her 3 clicks instead. Wowzers. Good keywords with Avengers, Monsters, Mystical, and Zombie Horde. 80 points, which is steep for some people, but she has super senses, top dial, and her last 2 clicks, she is a mystic. And that super senses at the end of the turn generate up to 4 blocking terrain markers within range. In squares not adjacent to each other. So you can kind of mess up, you can kind of gum up the works with some blocking. And she also has a special trait as when she hits with a single target and she has running shot with 5 range and precision strike. After resolutions, place the hit character adjacent to her and make a close attack. So she is like Harpy, where she can do that kill box type stuff, which is amazing. Okay, next up, let's go kind of down the line. Some of the ones that I know that y'all might have seen or might not have seen. Ooh, baby. I wanted Black Adam. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that Black Adam. I wanted all the deceased figures, and that Black Adam is nice. And of course, he's just like most deceased figures, where KO him, you got to KO him again on his second dial, and he can take some damage. But he has charge flurry, and then when you give him, he can be given a range as free instead of one of the attacks, which means he can pulse wave because he has pulse wave on his first 3 clicks, along with that speed power, and he also has pulse wave on his last 3 clicks, where he kind of comes back, and when he uses it, hit characters can't heal until your next turn. And he also has close combat expert and leadership. So, and it says when an opposing character attacks, if they could have targeted Black Adam but didn't, after resolutions, deal them 1 penetrating, and that is protected outwit on his first 2 clicks. So on his first 2 clicks, he is charging with a 12 for 4, and you can either pulse wave to maybe get rid of perplexes and maybe team abilities, say like Spider-Man that somebody might have had, or any other team abilities that might have helped them out, and then come back and mess some folk up. Let's go with Hawkeye on the Sky Cycle, because why not? Oh yeah, that's cool. This looks cool. Oh man, yeah, this was a great job. I wish this would have came in a set, but I understand because this is a big base figure. This would have been great in Wheels of Vengeance too. This would have been a great figure for Wheels of Vengeance. Realistically, since they were doing all the bases. Hawkeye, of course, has the pilot. You put a piece on them, either with Marksman, either Hawkeye or Avengers. It's not better than Hawkeye. And Hawkeye, that piece is still just absolutely bonkers. But you can free turn him to any click that you want to, which is insane because it's called. Oh, you could turn his Hawkeye's pilot to any click. Let me not break the game, which makes it so that you can turn that pilot to you choose the right pilot. So many Avengers have great powers. You can choose that pilot, and then now you can use these powers, which can make Hawkeye very deadly up close or from range too. So yeah, that's really fun. And then he starts off with a power that make a range attack targeting a single opposing character exactly 6 or 7 squares away from Hawkeye, regardless of line of fire. So you can sidestep up. So essentially, what's that? He has a 9-square swing. I like it. He'll get played. He'll get played on the team for sure. Next up, we have some of the newer ones that we are just seeing for the first time this year. I'm going to start off with the piece I wanted the most, which is none other than Daredevil and Elektra. Oh man. Oh man. Look at that. How beautiful is that? This is, whoo baby. This is just a beautiful piece. This is going to go. I gotta find room where all my, duo figs are, but this is just amazing. Oh man, it's this is right off of the page. This, you can feel the energy between the two. They have leap, climb, trade it, and then free turn them one click in any direction. They're perfect for a tomb. You put a tomb on them who are martial artists, and now all their damage is penetrating, and they do get to clicks where they have flurry. And when Daredevil and Elektra attacks after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. They have 3 bolts also when they do that, so you can really slow someone down with the flurry and make it hurt with it being penetrating damage. I really, really like that. And they also have a blaze power, but can use it from close or range. So you can run a shot and potentially hit somebody for 6. And just the heal ability of them, you can just keep healing them, and they ignore hindering for line of fire. So that's great. Let's go to a very sought after piece, which was none other than Puck. This Puck was asked for by a lot of people, and he's very excited. The sculpt is it's pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Look at that. We need more of this. We need more. I need a Spidey like this, where he's like leaping and, kind of dodging. That's what I would like. I would like a Spidey where he's kind of like dodging, like he's done so many times in the comics throughout the years, where an artist draws like 4 of him and they're kind of light, but one is right down there. That's the real one. This is a really, really, really cool sculpt. So shout out to WizKids for doing that. That's cool. This is a classic Puck thing. He's got some good keywords with Alpha Flight Brute, of course, gives him the longsword for free. Martial artist, again, another person that could have a tomb on him if you want to. Mystical, you can have Cathan on him if you want to. Pass, he can be part of Kapkuki Quartet. Why not? He has super senses traded, which is, again, great. Willpower, when an opposing character attacks. When an opposing attack misses Puck after resolutions, roll a d6. If you roll a 5 or 6, you heal him 1 click. If you roll a 6, you heal him 2 clicks. And he has super senses traded, but he does have impervious and some invuln. And he has charge, but doesn't have his speed on the first 3 clicks in his last click. Yeah, when Puck hits after resolutions, he may be placed up to 2 squares away from his current square. So you can just roll up and then essentially do kind of like this little backflip thing, kind of back. I like that. I like it. WizKids, make the rest of Alpha Flight while this is still legal. It's a shame that we didn't get him and Sasquatch. Like, him and Sasquatch are just being able to play with each other for like a few months before Sasquatch goes to silver. But make all the daggone Alpha Flight, please. Another piece that was highly sought after, and this is the first time for us actually getting him, was Kanto. Last year we got Calabac and we got Steppenwolf, and we started getting the Parademons. So now we're getting some more of these new god type characters from Apocalypse, and Kanto is a piece that I wanted because, again, this is just, I like Unclick's figures, so give me all the Unclick's figures. This Kanto is very nice. This reminds me a little bit of the Princess Bride. He reminds me of the bad guy from the Princess Bride. When I see him, I just want to say, I am Neigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And he has, of course, that Apocalypse Demands My Service trait that all the other pieces already had. But he has a target trait because he is an assassin as well. Remember, in the new unboxing for the Lantern Legacy, I think the Prime Guy Gardner makes assassins Red Lanterns. So he can be a potential Red Lantern, which means he can get a Red Lantern ring for free. I think if it's at Force, it's when creating Force. I don't know how the wording goes, but he has plasticity, sidestep, and stealth on his first 4 clicks. So yeah, stealth essentially is hold dial. When an opposing character within range uses super senses, decrease the result by 1. So he essentially is a 4 range precision strike, essentially, because that's what precision strike kind of does, is it decreases your blades, and he has precision strike on his own. So even if you are a Spidey and you get that +1, you essentially get -2 when he's around, and that would make it so that you need, essentially, if you have normal super senses and you have that, you get +1, makes it a 4, but then he knocks it back down, which is 2, so he makes it a 6. Gotta have it on a 6. He makes it. And he also has prob and perplex on his first 4 clicks, and he has prob essentially his whole dial, because his last 2 clicks he has just normal, good old prob. I'm very excited to try this piece out, especially knowing that the Apocalypse set is coming out for the summer, with, you know, the planet and the new parademons. I got a bunch of parademons and I wanted a bunch more. Let's look at Mantis. These are, the design on some of these characters is just crazy, because you can tell that they were old. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. He's got like a little squirrel suit almost. Just funny. But the mask doesn't match the rest of him. He looks like he should just be like Kite Man. But it looks like it could be Kite Man. But Mantis, again, has that Apocalypse demands my service. He has what we used to call a wild dial, where he starts on click number 4, but he can steal energy and heal past it. He can steal energy for close and range, so he can fade. He has phasing for free, but only to move up 3 squares. So essentially, you have a super sidestep, because it's phasing and not. Since it's phasing, you can just move through anything. He's got 6 range dual bolts with energy explosion and range combat expert, so he can essentially just be out here zoop 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 around, and then you can also just, like, you know, drop somebody off because he got 7 phasing, and then zoop 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 drop back by behind a wall or something like that, if you just want to make sure he stays okay. And then what happens is, when he heals, he goes into flurry with close combat expert. He loses that speed power, but now he gets 18, and then he goes into, if you hit twice with that flurry, he will be with that phasing power, but now he'll have a 12 attack, 19 defense with 3 damage, close combat expert. Ooh, 13 for 4 is beefy when you can hit somebody and then be like, bye, and then get out of here. Almost to the end. Thank you for watching this far. Really appreciate it. We have for Bushman, a figure I never thought that they would make again, but shout out to WizKids for doing it. Oh, this is just cool. This looks cool. Come on. This looks cool. This looks cool. How many points are you? 30 points? Yeah, that's a little pot, a little dab. I saw somebody this weekend, he was like, oh, this little stupid sculpt. I was like, man, this sculpt is amazing. This little Or Bushman has keywords that like hate next wave, which we don't see a lot, but he does have celebrity, so that's okay. And he is a wild card, which means that super senses that he has can be with the Spider-Man. I think there was a recent figure from Spider-Verse that helps with celebrities and Spidey, if I'm not mistaken. I might be thinking of the old Marvella. But he says characters within 6 squares, he has 0 range, but 6 squares modify their attack and damage by -1 if they aren't a Marvel character. So that means you, Kong. That means you, Mr. Beetlejuice. That means you, all these DC figures I just opened up, all these lanterns. And he's only 30 points. And he has prob his whole dial as part of a special power. When he uses it to reroll an attack, he may choose to only reroll 1 of the dice. So you can potentially set someone up for a crit miss, which is amazing. And forcing someone's hand in prob that way, especially if they only need something small, you can mess somebody up. And say if they roll a 6 and a 1, you see that 1 and be like, all right, well, I'm going to make you re-roll the 6, you know? And yeah, that's fun. That's fun. So last but not least, I have 2 figures that I was given. And I got through bounties. They were doing bounties through BRs. So if you did a certain thing, you got to choose a LE of your choice. since they had so many, and I chose LEs that they were not dropping on the table, and they are none other than the zombie shark and the zombie unicorn. Why did I choose these? Because I love me some unicorns. My unicorn is right here, so I gotta have some of the zombies ones. I love Namor, and the Prime Namor is 200 points, but the zombie sharks are 30 points. So I ended up with 3 of them, the sharks. I got very lucky with that. So I cannot wait to play him and them sharks. Made some trades happen, and people were like, sure, Antonio, sure, because I don't want it. So, ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you all zombified. Oh, look at that. Look at look at the contrast. Look at the contrast. It's the same thing, but look at the contrast. One went from reading rainbow to, you know, seek and destroy. Wow. I love it. This is great. This is, as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put this right up here in my. You just got a space right now. Bam. You're not even going back in the box. Um, Zombie Unicorn has Zombie Horde, Animal, Deity, Monster, Mystical, and Past. You can be part of Cap's Quartet. Zombie Unicorn, you can do it. Has Underworld and has Mystics at 100 points or 75 points, which means you can carry some folk on that Cap's Quartet if you want to, and you get +2 movement. You already have Mystics, but you would also have Avengers keyword, which gives you essentially a 12 or at least an 11. And has a trait for all characters with this trait. When an opposing character within 5 squares of any grave terrain marker would heal, roll a d6, 5 or 6. Instead, deal that character unavoidable damage equal to the amount they would have healed. I forgot that you did this. We're about to come out with a whole set of people that make grave terrain markers, and we still do have Prime Swamp Thing, which I have. Sweet Lord up above. OMG. So instead, yeah, you roll that d6. Oh, you were going to heal too? Sweet. And it's within 5 squares or occupying any grave terrain marker. Oh my gosh. And another trait, when Zombie Unicorn damages an opposing character after resolution, generate a grave terrain marker in the damaged character square, which again works well with Prime Swamp Thing, because if you're standing in a grave terrain marker, you cannot reduce damage. OMG. So if you have a good follow-up on that, 100 points is very steep, but I like it a lot, and has poison and steel energy. It's hold dial. When Zombie Unicorn is hit with a close attack after resolutions, roll a d6 on a 4 through 6. Remove any equipment equipped to the attacker from the game, and the attacker can't use attack powers until the end of your next turn. Wow, that's fun, especially for some people that have there's a lot of people that have follow-up attacks and special different things. Oh, that's great. That's a great piece. Maybe I should have tried to get another one of these unicorns, because woo. But these shark do. Ooh boy, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh yes. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice in hand. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. This water is colored perfectly. I'm about to start getting into painting figures and seeing this paint job on this. Woo! Oh, and you can see the bones come through from where the fins are. Good job, WizKids. Good job. Zombie Shark, Atlantis, which works with Namor. Zombie Horde, Animal, Monster. If Zombie Shark occupies water terrain, they can charge and close combat or in combat reflexes. At the end of your turn, if Zombie Shark does not occupy water terrain, deal them 1 unavoidable damage. And they have sidestep and steel energy. Only 30 points, 17 top defense, 11 attack to start. They also have exploit weakness. When Zombie Shark KOs an opposing character, generate a grave entering terrain marker and a water terrain marker in distinct squares. Sweet Lord. So when you hit somebody, you can sidestep up, hit somebody, and then put water under yourself, just to make sure that you don't take that zone unavoidable, and that you have combat reflexes and charge. The reason I want to use them with Namor is because Namor floods the map. So if you choose the right map, or you sit on the bottom floor of a map, it's all water, so they can just move around freely, simply because they also have underworld as well. So with them having underworld, one can carry up another one, which is amazing. And they also have sidestep, so they can just be sidestepping up, on top of the fact that Namor makes bystanders as well. And then you have in one turn potentially 4 really good attacks, 2 of them being blades with exploit. Yes, please. That's absolutely amazing. Oof, that's absolutely amazing. And then they got combat reflexes. That's so cool. I absolutely love that. Graves terrain markers. Oof. Uh, 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 uh. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. I got them, and I'm gonna play that team that with them Namors, with the Namor. With that being the case, folks, thank you for watching this unboxing. I know this is a long video, but I'm super excited. I wish I would have been able to play with you all at Origins, and I hope to play with you all at Worlds and maybe even Canadian Nationals. I might be driving up to Canada, who knows. With that being the case, this is your Super Sketch artist, Antonio. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others, go be super.